Hi, I'm Kai, and this is what this room used to look like. And everything you see in the shot right behind me are tactics that I've used thousands of times to make quick money through equity creation. And the 3 proven methods that I use to help me transform this home that used to appreciate roughly at about $20,000 a year to over $75,000 a year passively. Now don't worry, I'll show you how it translates to cash flows and major tax benefits too. And I've even got a link down below in the description if you want to download my free spreadsheet on how I actually project out cash flows for properties just like this. But to put bluntly, the fastest way to make money quickly with any home is learning how to create equity. Now most people think about making money only in the form of cash money. Now, I think it's all that gangster rap that we used to listen to as kids back in the 80s and 90s. I'll always be a Pac and Biggie fan. But for real investors and entrepreneurs, making money usually takes the form of increasing the value of an asset, i.e., houses or property. And it can be done far faster than you think. And a lot of times it's faster than even cash flows. For example, you can see that this little wet bar right behind me, that took me about a month and a half, 2 months, and approximately $15,000 to build out. That $15,000 is also tax deductible because this will be investment property. But that little tactic, it increased the value of this home by somewhere between $30,000 to $50,000. Now, if I went to go refinance or pull out a HELOC at an 80% loan to value, it gives me back roughly $24,000 to $40,000 in cash, tax-free. Now that allows me to do a bunch of stuff. I can go buy a new car or a boat, go on vacation, but you guys know me, I'm boring. I don't like to do that stuff. Instead, I would go buy more assets such as property or businesses, and you can start to see how that cycle repeats itself. And you can keep doing that with all parts of the property to literally generate you hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars, like we did with this property here. But let's break down the proven methods for anyone to start with any home, including this game-changing strategy I stumbled across that has already saved me tens of thousands of dollars in professional design work. Now, this method is perfect for anyone out there who isn't a pro designer or wants a fast and easy way to know where to find the best furniture or decor that kind of resembles like some of the best books, kind of like this. Not a sponsor at all, but you know, just these cool designs in these books where you're like, how did they come up with those cool ideas and where did they get that furniture? I can never find that anywhere on Amazon. I'm gonna show you how you do that really nice and easily. Now, the first thing you must do is shift your home's category. And you're like,
Kai, what?
Here's what I mean. If you look at your property through the perspective of an appraiser, there are 6 general categories a home can fall into. 1 being ultra high-end custom everything, think celebrity mansion status. 2 is higher-end semi-custom homes. 3 is builder grade. 4 is lower quality builds or very dated. 5 is very low quality, dated and even needs substantial work. And then 6 is barely standing, razor's edge of being financeable by a lender. Now, there are 4 core things that also goes into this category rating: location, design style, materials, and condition. Now, we don't have much control over the location after we purchase the property. You can only make a home worth so much in certain types of neighborhoods and locations. But the other 3, we have complete control over. Now, the general difference in value when you shift between categories can be as high as 50 to 100% in value. Here, let me show you. These would be the approximate category values of a home, not the land, if the homes were in the same exact location. You can see the dramatic difference between the value of a home depending on the category that it's in. So just by shifting categories, you can automatically put yourself in a more valuable market that can get appraised or even sold for more money. Now, I've even applied this strategy before with land, where I took a piece of land that was in like a category 5, invested $4,000, brought it up to a category 2, and made over $250,000 in equity in about 7 or 8 days. Now, here's what I'm trying to convince you to work towards and operate in the higher value home space, which are categories 1 through 3-ish. Based on data from CoreLogic, home values measured in the past 23 years have had an overwhelmingly higher return among higher priced homes than lower priced homes. Another way to interpret this data is something like this. The top 10% are categories 1 through 2, 80 to 90% categories 2 through 3, 21 to 79%, which is not mentioned, are really categories 3 and 4, then 10% to 20% are categories 4 and 5, and then the bottom 10% are the categories 5 and 6. Now, normally you think that all homes should appreciate roughly the same rate. But you can see here that the difference between the top homes and the bottom homes is more than 6 times faster appreciation, meaning that as you work up the categories, you not only will create more equity, but your appreciation gain will increase faster over time as well. Now, there are a lot of social and macroeconomics at play here that we can discuss, but at this time, this video would be like a 3 or 4 hour long video. If those are the types of conversations that interest you, we teach and have those in our Land Hacker program. If you want to get into starting acreage or figuring out how to use land to create more income streams to replace your day job, we do that with like this property here where we have glam sites, we have a treehouse, we have this main home, and if that's something that interests you, you want to get into land investing and building multiple income streams off of one property, come and check us out. You can go to my website, kaiandrew.com, and set up a time with my team and see if it's a good fit for you. We'll walk you through what you're trying to do, take a look at your financing, your budget, and see if our personalized, tailored program is the right fit for you. Link down in the description. So first, you need to understand your home's current category to find the comps of homes in 1 or 2 categories above you and start outlining what your property needs to level up. All right, so that was the first paradigm shift. Second proven way is eye-catching features that speaks to the masses. Now, I hate what I'm about to have to say and don't necessarily agree with it all the time, but it does make you far more money in the long run. People want and pay more for what they can see and understand than those that they cannot. For example, having a super energy efficient home because you built with 2x8 thick walls with R30 insulation and having beautiful and well thought out plumbing and electrical lines do not matter to the vast majority of buyers, even if it saves them money and is less maintenance in the long run. But having a chef's kitchen, beautiful walk-in pantry, cozy reading nook, walk-in drop-off area, or even a large organized storage area to survive a zombie apocalypse will get buyers to whip out their wallets and bid on your home. I call this the Instagrammability effect. Small design choices like the wet bar that I showed you earlier with the architectural feature can really make a space stand out and trigger that emotional response in buyers, appraisers, and renters. But it doesn't always have to be big design choices like this. It can even be as simple as $500 to $600 light fixtures that changes the feel of a whole space. Now, the best places to invest in is the kitchen, pantry area, and primary living spaces. These are the areas people see first, and they can immediately envision themselves living in the space with the unique feature, convenience, or architecture. And like I said, it doesn't have to cost a fortune either. It just must be designed in a way that gets buyers excited and edges your property to the next category. Now, most of the time, it really comes down to the overall design, color, and matching material choice that makes something feel more expensive than it really is. Now, I can already hear you saying,
Kai, I'm no designer and I don't have $3,000 to $5,000 extra to pay for a professional interior designer.
well, you're in luck because I've got a $10 solution for you. Now, not only can I design entire homes and spaces with a variety of different design styles, literally any style that you can think of, but I can also fully price it out and know where to buy all the decor, furniture, and even floors, tiles, vases, and even artwork. Yes, that's right. Can we just take a quick moment and pause and appreciate how incredible that is? And the crazy thing is it takes minutes. Check this out. Now, this is Midjourney, an AI designer tool. Now, this is not a sponsor at all. I wish they would, but they don't have partnerships right now. But most people use it to create different pieces of artwork. We can use it for interior design choices, kind of like these other ones that you've seen me design right here for one of my consultation clients that we were working on a silo. But it runs off of prompts and photos as well. And I know you're like, what? Prompts? Okay, I'll show you here in a second. You'll first need to sign up for your Midjourney account. Seriously, it's not a sponsor. I actually think they even have a free 10-day trial or something like that. But if not, it's $10 a month. You can just sign up for a month, play around with it, and then cancel if you want. It's worth it. So what we're gonna do here first, I'm walking through the whole thing, is we need to get a photo. So the photo that I'm gonna use, and I just pulled this straight from the internet, is this one right here. I'm gonna hit enter, it's gonna upload it. Now that we have it uploaded into the Discord, now all we have to do is I'm gonna click on it, I'm gonna open it in a browser. Now you guys can't see this, but all I'm doing is it opened up in my default browser, and all I'm gonna do is I'm going to copy the URL, okay? I'm gonna go back here, and now I have that URL copied. Now watch what I do. So I'm gonna go create a prompt. So the prompt in Midjourney is imagine. So we're just gonna do imagine, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to paste that URL right in here, just like that. And now what I'm gonna do next is now I'm gonna start writing the prompts out to what I want to design. So if this is your living room or your space that you want to create, now let's say that I'm gonna do something a little bit more of my style. Let's say I want it in 4K. Let's see how that looks. And I'm just gonna start there. Just something nice and simple like that, hit enter. What it's doing is the AI is now taking in not just the link, the photo, but it's actually taking in my prompt. And there's so many different ways of putting prompts. I'm just gonna do something really simple for you here. But we can get more and more detailed to create a space in a room that looks similar to what we gave it. So there you go. Now we have it. Now we can click on these and we can take a look and we can see the style of room that they gave us. Now you can see it's not exactly perfect to what we gave it, but it can give us a good idea based off the lighting and also where the window placements are. But let's say that out of these four, I really like, let's see, what one fits best with this room? I probably like this one the best. So number 2. So I'm gonna go to number 2. I'm gonna select number 2, and what it's doing is upscaling it. So it's upscaling the image right here. So now we can take this and we can use this and open up in a browser where we'll have a much larger rendering, and we can use this to either design off of, use it, put it in our mood board, and as we select and design the rest of the home. Now, here's the really cool part that I wanna share with you. So let's say that we take this and you wanna open this in a Google Chrome browser. Check this out. So if we do Command right click if you're on Apple, or Control right click on Apple, you can go search image with Google, and it's gonna allow us to find and buy stuff based off of what's inside the image. Okay, so let's say that I want to find this side table. There's a side table, side hutch. I'm gonna highlight it just like this. And the more that you can get around just exactly what you're looking for, the better the search engine will perform for you. And so you can see right here, it pops up with designs that look very similar to this style. And the closest one actually is this IKEA one, which is for $55. I think it might be more than that, but you can quickly see that you can find a bunch of options like this one from Lux Decor is $544. You can find this other option right here that's just a little bit off screen for $270. And so you can find exactly or very close to what the AI created for you. Now let's do this coffee table real quick because this is a pretty unique coffee table. Let's see if we can pull that up. So we got restoration hardware style here. Jeez, if you want to spend $10,000 on a coffee table, you got one right there. But you guys get the idea of what it's doing and how quickly you can find and recreate a style that is probably on par or almost as good as if you hiring a designer. Now, what I usually recommend is if you're really creating a higher end space is to actually use this to create an idea or some schematics of what you're trying to create. And then if you are working with a designer, it's much easier and lower cost to you to show this to them, or vice versa, you have them to design a room for you, you take it, put it into Google Chrome, and then you source all the furniture and decor, because usually that's really the most difficult and most time-consuming thing for your designer. Do you know how much I wish I had something like this for my last dozen projects? You can still use a designer, like I said before, if you truly want it personalized and with that professional touch, but keep this in mind to help communicate your vision. And you're welcome. Now that was paradigm shift number 2. Now the third can help create a tremendous amount of wealth with relatively a very low investment, and that is trim and finish work. Now I know it doesn't sound as sexy as secret categories or AI world-destroying robots, but simple trim and finish work such as new baseboards, window trim, doors, handles, and fixtures can really truly alter the look and feel of an entire home. Now the brilliant thing is that trim and finishes are incredibly inexpensive compared to other trades, and it's very easily DIY, which means you can make even more money. Changing light, plumbing fixtures, and door handles require a screwdriver, maybe a drill, and some patience. Bang for the buck, you could swap out baseboards, trim, and all the fixtures in a standard home for a few thousand to maybe a couple $1,000s, and it could boost the home value by tens of thousands of dollars. Upgrade the doors and windows at the same time, and then you can even double or triple your investment. This is actually a great place for most folks to start who don't have a ton of experience. It's really hard to mess mess up if you take your time. And if you do mess up, it's not something critical to your home like putting on a roof, pouring a foundation, or framing up a new addition. Okay, now I've got 2 bonus tips for you if you really want to squeeze out even more money from your property or investment project. Bonus number 1 is stage it as if it's a level above the neighborhood or area that you're in. Now, I know this can be a bit of a challenge for some folks who are either living in the home or they're trying to move out and it's empty and it's just easier just to list it and try to sell it. But look at the difference between this space, empty, and after when it's fully furnished. It completely changes the feel and helps justify a much higher market value. And this is why you only see high-end homes almost always staged. And there are tons of staging companies out there who can do it for you. Or if you live in the space, remove the clutter, number 1 thing, and slowly update things a little at a time. Bonus number 2, create conditioned square footage or additional functional rooms. This usually boils down to bedrooms, bathrooms, and storage, or any type of additional living space. Now you can see this room right here. Well, it used to look like this. I'm in the corner over here. Nothing was there. But right here, this wall, by adding this powder bath for a few $1,000s because all the plumbing was already on the wall, we turned this home from a 3-bath to a 4-bath home, and it boosted the value by at least $25,000 off of a $5,000 investment. Now we're doing it again here where we're adding about 500 square feet of conditioned space for an office library room, and then a family room, and of course, more storage for a second utility room. It's going to cost me approximately $150 a square foot to build, but homes out in this area are going for $300 to $400 a square foot out in the market. So I'll roughly be doubling my investment here. Now, let's talk about cash flows and taxes. Now, like I said before, you can go download my free spreadsheet where I walk you through essentially how do you project all of this when you're looking at rental properties, specifically unique rentals or short-term rentals. Link down in the description. Now, obviously, I've been talking about making money through equity, which is personally my favorite, which I always also recommend. Because it's the gift that keeps on giving. Because even after you're done fixing it up, remodeling, the rehab project, the new value of the home will continue to appreciate year over year passively for you, especially knowing that nicer homes at higher price points appreciate even faster. So if your home used to be worth $600,000 and it's appreciating at, let's say, a 5% year over year, that equals about $30,000 a year. But if we improve it to a market value of $1 million and it appreciates at 6% year over year, that equals $60,000. You essentially doubled your annual appreciation value on top of the instant equity gain after finishing your project. Then of course there's cash flows where you can start to rent out the unique spaces as vacation rentals for a lot of money. So for example, this 3-bedroom, 4-bath home will rent anywhere between $500 to $1,000 a night, depending on the season. My monthly expenses are roughly $5,000. So I need to rent it out between 5 to 10 nights each month to break even. Every additional day is straight cash flow if this property only had 1 door, which it will ultimately have 3. Now lastly, taxes. Real estate is the best investment because of the incredible tax laws that allows everyone to participate and potentially pay little to zero direct income taxes. Now it can come in several different forms, such as bonus depreciation, where this year you can write off up to 80% of the value of the physical structure, not including land. You can also write off vehicles. Being classified as a real estate professional for managing your properties also unlocks a whole other realm of tax breaks, and there's so much more. But if you want to know why multimillionaires and billionaires pay so little in taxes, it's because they own assets like real estate and businesses. The ones with flexible morals will also have offshore accounts, but we won't talk about that. And this is no secret. The IRS and government literally wants you to take advantage of these tax laws because it helps them in the long run. Just not a lot of people know or understand it. So if you have at least 1 rental property or you run your own business and are looking for a tax expert, an accountant, or a strategist, you can work with my personal team. Our tax pro is Kevin, and he's been doing my personal and business taxes for almost 20 years. I think it's like 19 years now, and he's literally the best in the industry. You can tell him I sent you, and he'll take care of you. His email is also just down in the description. There, you literally got my secret tactics of how to design and build spaces to make more money. Go make a bunch of money and then mail me a thank you check. I'll see you next time. Bye.